Hello guys, so we are here on Epic 7. As you can see, I'm making a new account because there is I know because of the drama there's surrounding Epic 7 right now. They will give us a free selector for a 5 star, and I want to test the gimmick team, and that's why I'm summoning. What I'm gonna do in this video is while I'm doing the reroll per se is talk about a little bit of the drama because I was waiting for the drama to drop a little bit because I knew Smilegate eventually would resolve things. Not the way they did. I was not expecting that. And I'm gonna explain a little bit of the full drama and give my opinion in the end while I'm doing the summons. But this one's I won't probably get nothing from this. Um, but yeah, uh, it's crashed. Anyway, the drama they released as you, the I can show you right now the awakening because I didn't unlock yet, but there's the awakening version of a unit. So the stars between the shows red, and there's the imprint versions of upgrade. So what they were gonna do is the more dupes you get, the better your characters will be. Like for example, they planned on doing Revi and Crow, where they get passives. Basically, the system. If you play Seven Deadly Sins Grand Cross, it's like Super Awakening system, but you in here you need actually dupes of that actually character, which would lead to pay to win situations where you need like 3 to 4 dupes before they get good. I'll give the example of Crow. Crow had a passive on I think it's the Awakening 2, so you need 2 dupes, but there's nothing that prevented them to, let's say, release the awakenings for let's say says, and you need all the dupes before it gets the really good passive, and people were mad. Everyone between all the YouTubers, between all the community, the posts, everything, the videos, posts, the comments, they people were really mad because of that. Um, there's something that system is not new. You can see that system on other games, but to implement this on a game that is advertised as free to play friendly would suck, because let's face it, there's nothing free to play in dupes. Even the imprint to get the triple S, you need luck, you need time to grind the arena uh, shards that replace the dupe. You need a lot of effort or money to actually do it. And some people might say, okay, Crow is an old unit. Probably most of the players will have dupes for him anyway. True, but like if you're free to play and new, like I'm doing this account right now, let's say I'm a new player, I'm starting. There's no way I'm gonna have Crow or wherever unit with full dupes or a 2 or 3 dupes. There's no way. And the money or the currency, the crystals that you need for that to happen, I'll probably get better by summoning on others, because you can just in this game you can just focus on one unit and that unit will solo everything. You can't. You need a team. You need more than one team for this game to experience this game fully. You need teams for PvE. You need teams for PvP. You need more than one team for PvP because Guild Wars, because Real Time Arena. You need a lot of effort to make this game actually enjoyable in all the the content. Not to talk about the gear. You need gear to all that characters. You need to build them, and if you need to dupe every single one of them, that's not free to play friendly. That's actually pay to win game. Most of it's actually pay to win. Yes, I'm actually searching for sass on this account, but not with this. But anyway, so people were mad, and they eventually got an answer saying they will tune it down. They will not give as much stats. They will give us easier ways to get hero shards or whatever shards there was to get the dupes. People were still mad. I was still not very confident with this because, let's face it, they are saying this now, and they saying, okay, no new units for this system, just the older units, and that's great. We'll get easier. It gets easier to get shards. Blah blah blah. It will. Okay, fine. Let's say 2 to 3 months from now, they want to, or the anniversary, they release a new character, and they really want to hype their characters. There's nothing preventing them to release with this system. And eventually, if this is a system to buff older units, just buff them or something. Don't hide behind a paywall. And eventually, what happens when you run out of older units? You will implement this on new units because you want people to keep getting dupes. There is nothing like, okay, we'll just release this to units that are released at 4 or 5 years old. Okay, eventually you will get a wall where you need to release this to newer units. Because the way you're planning, the actually stats, let's say for Crow, you will have more HP, more defense, plus every single stat and other tanks because of this system. And eventually, people will only use Crow because he's the better tank. What you will do? Buff another character. Crow will be less useful. What happens after 3 buffs of a tanking? 4 buffs of a tank? Crow will be useless again. There's nothing in my mind that's saying, okay, they doing this just because older units. No, if you want to buff older units, buff older units. Stop buffing units that you release now. You're releasing units that are stupid, like ML Crow. ML Crow, no, sorry. ML, I forgot the name of the dude. This Karen, ML Karen. You release him, he was weak, he was underperforming, and he already got a buff. Whereas older units, let's say the fairy guy that uh, the gliding guy or even Wildred. He got an EE, but the ML version of him doesn't have a buff. And how many years it has been? Like, I actually like this account. Let's record for now, but I'll keep going. I'll probably, I'm between this or says work on the team I have. Probably says more, but I have a gimmick on my mind that I want to test. It will take like 2 to 3 weeks to actually make it work, but I need a full metal alchemist as well, so it will take time. This is a count to pass time. Anyway, what I was saying, there's units like Ziggurat, for example, or something like. I'll keep debating on the ML Wildred. Is it didn't get a buff for years, but ML Karen already had a buff. Uh, Arbiter Wildred doesn't get a buff, but the Mort already have like 5 buffs. Haste got 1 buff and is okay. Is decent in PvE. Is not used for PvP. Okay, we can say that most of the units they aren't necessary to be playing PvP. But at the end of the day, end game is PvP. So they are stupid in the order they are buffing. It's random. No one gets why they're choosing that. They're choosing a random. The amount of times Mort got buffed, it's ridiculous. The amount of times that a new unit is buffed is ridiculous. Just release the unit the way you want. If you eventually why you tune down a unit to buff in 2 months, let's say. Why? It's stupid. Just release decent units, because eventually most of the people right now is probably what they want is thinking this unit is weak, but I need to summon because eventually it will get buffed. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense in my mind. It really, really, really doesn't. And this is not necessary talking about this system, but when they say they are having in mind buffing older units, that's stupid. Because that's not what you have in mind. You have in mind a system that needs dupes. You have in mind a system that will make you money. Nothing against it. I'm cool with this, but that's all you're thinking. Doesn't Let's not pretend that you want to buff units, because if you want to buff, you release EE for them. SES doesn't have EE yet. You want to buff them, you can do things the right way. You want to implement a new unit, a new system, sorry? Fine. I'm cool with this. Just make it free free to play. You can make it that pay to win gets faster, but free to play can also grind it. And the awakening system needing dupes, it's stupid. It's basically stupid. Now, what I think they now, because Korean and JP, I think, made a whole bunch of threats to quit, complaints. They canceled it. Now, my opinion, should this system be cancelled? No. In my opinion, like you could make things interesting. Like, let's say you want to release for, if you really want to buff older units, just start with them and go to the new ones. And then buff again the older units. It's a cycle, because no matter what, older units will be underperforming after a while. It's the common sense of a gacha game. Now, make it like Epic 7. Epic 7, no, sorry. The 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, where you have a team, you can super awaken it with materials that you farm. Of course, if you want to buy packs, you want to buy them, you don't run out of that because you're paying. Okay, I'm cool with this. And you can make money from that because there's a lot of units from this. So release this, but stay away from the dupes. You want to have dupes involved, make it like Grand Cross again. The more dupes you have, the less materials you need. I'm cool with that. Don't make having dupes mandatory. That's stupid. You will lose your players. You will lose sorry. I'm so mad I can't even pronounce words. You will lose new players, and you will lose older players that aren't happy with this. It's a lose-lose situation for you if you try to implement duping system the way you have. You already have a duping system. It's called imprints. That's it. Move on from this. Want to implement new stuff? I'm cool. I'm happy because there's more things to farm. Now, other opinions about buffing. We don't need less buffing. They want to reduce the amount of buffs they making. We don't need less. We need more. There's units you never touch on them. If you don't want to buff, why MLs don't have any E? It's stupid again. Just focus on having the specialty change. Focus on having more EEs. Focus on buffing older units. Stop buffing new units. It makes perfect sense in my mind. When you buff a unit that is old, that no one using. The buff on says wasn't quite enough. Okay, release the EE for him. Make him stronger. Give him more attack on the EE. Make the S3 stronger or the splash stronger. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. The only unit that I'll give them a pass is Arbiter Wildred. It's really hard to buff our Arbiter Wildred without making him too strong, I think. Okay, you can counter it, the resurrection effect. You can counter it, but even then, I don't know the way you should buff them. But he really needs a buff. There's stuff like that you need to think. It's hard. Yes, it is. It's hard to think of a way to buff units like Arbiter. Okay, fine. Test new things. Focus on what that unit needs, because it's like a fan favorite, but it doesn't get as much as play right now, because right now it's not as good as other units. You super buffed the ML Ken. Why you can't have ML Wildred as well? A little bit. And the idea of them not making EEs, because I was searching all the ML5s, none of them have an EE. That doesn't make any sense. Why they can't? If ML4s, 4 stars MLs, some have, why the ML5s can't? Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, I'm really pissed the way they try to implement this, as you can see. But the system itself is not bad. You can Super Awakening. It was badly received on Grand Cross, but right now it's a system. We accept it because it's not overwhelming needing of dupes, because you already have a duping system. Just make it like this, make something you can farm, make more ways to make your character strong. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with more ways to customize your character, your builds, something like that, but not inexpensive of dollars. Just don't. Focus on stuff that you pay to players, pay to win players can have it faster, but free to play can grind it and can have it as well, without having the need to pay or save a bunch of crystals just for that unit. Anyway, this is my rant about the whole situation, but I'm still pretty hype to have Full Metal Alchemist collab finally, and yeah, maybe they release EEs for those units as well. I don't know, maybe, praying. Anyway, thanks for watching, and bye bye. Subscribe and give a like.